Alright, so what is good, YouTube? It's your boy Legendary EA, and we're back here for another video. Obviously, if you guys missed my mock draft I did a few weeks ago for the 2019 NBA draft, make sure you go and check that video out. I'll put a link to it in the description, as well as in the top right hand corner. And obviously, if you guys watch this channel, you guys know I do NBA discussion videos, as well as 2K rebuilds and other stuff like that. I'm pretty much revolving around sports and basketball. So if you guys enjoy this video and want to see more, make sure you go ahead and like up this video. Let's get 100 likes on it for another one. And of course, go ahead and subscribe and follow me on Twitter at LegendaryEA. So obviously the 2019 NBA draft will be coming up very soon in the next few weeks. And yo, I was thinking about it, man. So I do plan on releasing a mock draft 2.0 of my 2019 NBA draft probably within the next few days, but for right now I want to do one starting off with the 2020 draft. Yeah, we are a long ways away from even really discussing that, but just based off of some of the mock drafts I've seen, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I'm just not really feeling it. Now, of course, a few top players who actually know for the 2020 NBA draft is James Wiseman, Cole Anthony, Lamelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, and now RJ Hampton. Now, pretty much going off of the top 5 players in each of these classes, ESPN, as far as their ESPN 100 goes, they have James Wiseman as number 1, Cole Anthony at number 2, Isaiah Stewart at number 3, Anthony Edwards at number 4, and RJ Hampton at number 5. That's not bad. Normally, I use 24/7 Sports more. I think that they update their list a lot more, and I think it's just a better list in general. They got James Wiseman at 1, Edwards at 2, Stewart at 3, Cole Anthony 4, Hampton at 5 after he reclassified. But I think what most of these guys are actually missing is Lamelo Ball. I think that he should definitely be a lot higher. But other than that, let's get straight into these mock drafts, because that is what this video is about. I'm not trying to make it all that long. I am going to be going over ESPN's new list. They currently got James Wiseman going number 1 overall, Edwards going 2nd overall, Cole Anthony going 3rd overall, Theo Gilder from France, I believe, going 4th, Denny, I can't even say his last name, going 5th, Hampton going 6th, Nico Mannion going 7th, Jalen McDaniels going 8th, Scotty Lewis going 9th, and Precious going 10th. Now, I'm going to go ahead and list off my top 10 because, like I said, I'm not so familiar with this next class to do a top 20 or even really the lottery. All I really have is the top 10 and then an honorable mention based off what I've seen from their film and the system that they're going to be going to. Obviously, some players choose the wrong system and they look very bad. Like, one of the most recent ones I can think of is Quentin Grimes. Things didn't really work on. Probably Jalen Hand his freshman year. But yo, other than that, let's get straight into it so that I don't go ahead and waste all y'all's time. I'm gonna tell you guys who I think is gonna be going number 1, or who I think will be the best players in next year's draft. Just how they perform in their college season, and just a brief reason why as well. So starting out with the number 1 overall pick, I got that going to Cole Anthony as he goes to UNC, the University of North Carolina. Now, I do gotta start this video off by saying I think that this coming draft is going to be a very good guard draft, and I think it'll be one of the better guard drafts. The last one I can really remember was the one in 2017 with Aaron Fox, Lonzo Ball, Donovan Mitchell. I think that was a very good guard draft, and even this prior draft with Trae Young and Luka Doncic, I think that the 2020 NBA draft has so many good guards. But yeah, I got Cole Anthony going number 1. I think he's going to be the most pro-ready player out of all of them. He's one of 3 players that I have in my top 5 that I think is going to be very pro-ready coming out. Of course, he's the son of Greg Anthony, former NBA player. He just looks the most ready out of all of them. He has the aggression, he has the athleticism, he has the IQ, and just the skill to really dominate. And he's heading into a system led by Roy Williams at UNC. Perfect system, big stage, big names, and I think that he's going to dominate there and really show why he's capable of being the number 1 overall pick. Not to mention, he literally works out with pros. That puts him at an extreme advantage. So, Cole Anthony, I think that he's the best player in this class, and I think that ESPN and 24/7 Sports, I don't think it's James Wiseman. I think it's Cole Anthony. He dominates at every single All-Star game. I think he won all of the MVPs for the McDonald's one and the Jordan one, and maybe the Ball is Life one. I'm not sure. But regardless, I got Cole Anthony going number 1 overall, and if he doesn't go there, it's just because whoever's drafting there does not need a point guard. But I think that he's going to be the best player in that 2020 draft. Hitting in at number 2, I got it going to Anthony Edwards. He's going to Georgia. And for him, it was kind of a toss-up between him and the person that I have number 3. I just think that we're going to be seeing him a lot more than number 3 and maybe even number 4. So that would allow scouts and fans to really be on board with drafting him. For him, it's really just his athleticism. And his size. And his height goes, he's 6'5", but he's 215 pounds and coming out of high school. And I think players like 3 and 4 maybe have more potential, but I think that he's going to be a highlight factory his freshman year and his only year in college. So that's who I got going number 2. Number 3, I have Lamelo Ball going here, and the only way that I see him slipping is if he signs with a bad team or does absolutely nothing this coming year. I think LaMelo has the most potential out of anybody in this year's draft. I think he's the best player in this draft, if you keep it frank with me. I think he's better than Cole Anthony, but Cole Anthony, like I said, he's going to UNC. He's to dominate there, and he's going to get his name to being number 1. But in 10 years, I could say LaMelo could be better than him. LaMelo showed us from a very young age he was a really good scorer, and I think him going overseas, in my opinion, that helped him get better. It didn't really help his draft stock, but it definitely helped him get better. He's obviously a 6'7" point guard now. He's a really good scorer, really good shooter, and I think that he's the best playmaker in this draft. I think if you want to compare him to Cole Anthony, he checks more of those boxes, if you ask me. As far as scoring goes, we can put on a show and call that a wash. Shooting, I'll say LaMelo's a better shooter. Even if he shoots a lower percentage, he just takes more shots. LaMelo is just a way better playmaker to where it's not even really comparable. LaMelo's a better rebounder. Cole Anthony is more athletic and a better defender though. But it's really a toss-up. I really think that if he played, oh yeah, and there's that whole LeVar factor as well. I really think that if he got to play at a big name college, and he might not have been as good as he would have since he went overseas, but he definitely would have been going to a school that could have helped him, reach that kind of hype and put him in the conversation for the number 1 overall pick. But based off of potential, I think he has the potential to be way better than Lonzo. I actually made a video about him a few months ago. So if you guys want to go and check that out, I'll make sure you go and put that in the top right hand corner. But let's move on to pick number 4. Pick number 4, I got that going to RJ Hampton. He's going to the New Zealand Breakers now. LaMelo might be joining him there, so we might be seeing a little duo. However, I actually thought he would be going to Memphis and joining their little super team, or maybe even Texas Tech. But he decided to go overseas. Now this is a risky move, and like I said with LaMelo, it depends on how scouts get to their games and get to watch them, because I think that RJ reclassifying was great for him. I think he's one of the best players, obviously, in this year's draft. He has a really good IQ. He's a solid playmaker. He's a good scorer, and he's really athletic. He just doesn't always show it. I think that he can be great at the next level, and that's why I have him going here at pick number 4. He does have some flaws in his games, like sometimes he needs to be more aggressive, but I think that he's definitely working on it. And by the end of it, I think that he's still better than most of the other players that I've yet to name on this list. So we'll go ahead and we'll see how he works out. At number 5, we got the Vernon Carey. Now Vernon Carey, I've not seen a lot of his games, but I do think that we need to mix a big in here. Like literally everybody that I've named so far is a guard. So I do think that we need to start mixing in a few bigs at pick number 5. And I got Vernon Carey. He's going to Duke University. I think that Duke has a pretty solid team. Obviously not as hyped up as this prior years, but I think Vernon is going to dominate there. I think that he's going to get a lot of touches there. Him, along with Cassius Stanley, they're going to be getting a lot of touches and a lot of buckets. And I just think that he's going to have more success there, just like a lot of prior Duke bigs have. So I have him going here. He's gifted athletically. He's a physical freak. So we'll see if he can make it work at Duke. At number 6, we have the number 1 player coming out of high school, and that is James Wiseman. Yes, I know, it's kind of crazy. I have the number 1 player going at number 6. I don't think he's the best player. I think he's a really good player with a lot of potential, though. I think that he could possibly end up being way better than Vernon Carey, but as far as 5 and 6, I think that their comparison is really close. I just haven't really seen James Wiseman really dominate the way that I would have liked in those All-Star games and stuff like that. But he is very gifted. Penny Hardaway and his super team, that's another reason why I kind of put him at number 6. His super team has so many good wings and guards that throwing that thing into the lane to a 210-pound center, unless he adds some way, it's going to be kind of difficult to actually do, if you ask me. But we can go ahead and see. I'm still thinking that he could do very good, and maybe even pass Vernon Carey. We're really gonna have to just go ahead and see. At number 7, we got Theo Gilder out of France, and I ain't gonna lie, before I even came up with this list, I was like, yo, who is this guy Theo that they got going top 5 every single way on everybody's list? I was confused. I saw the man play. He ain't no Frank Nicolina, whatever. He ain't Frank, bruh. This man right here can hoop. Nobody cares that Frank is a lockdown defender. I'm sorry. No one cares that him and Roberson can lock down anybody. If you are not offensively gifted, nah, you ain't it. This dude right here has so much potential, and his game is just so fluid. Like, I was watching his practices and his highlights, and I was like, yo, if this dude played here, he'd be getting a lot more hype than he actually is right now. I think that he's gonna be a very good player, and I think he has tremendous potential. He would probably go 5 or 4 if he was playing in the States, but unfortunately, you know, it's kind of hard to see international players play like that. That's why they typically go in the 7s to 10s if they're really good. So I can see him going at pick number 7. For pick number 8, we got Scotty Lewis. He's going to Florida, becoming a Gator, and I ain't gonna lie, I used to think that he was a little overrated, but hey, I ain't gonna look. He got he's super athletic. This man is crazy athletic. He has a good handle, and he has the aggression to actually dominate a game. I do have questions about his shot, but I think that that's only gonna improve. He's gonna get a lot of touches at Florida, being literally their best player. I think he's better than everybody else, man. I truly do. Everybody else that I've named, I think that he's just gonna have a better season than them, and I think that he's really gonna get his name up in those draft talks. So why not have him going at number 8, man? Why not? At number 9, I got that going to Jalen McDaniels. He's gonna be joining Isaiah Stewart at Washington, and even though a lot of people have Isaiah Stewart ranked higher, I think that Jalen McDaniels is a better player than him. And especially since they're gonna be both playing it at Washington, since Jaden actually has a better handle, he's gonna be playing forward for them. He's gonna have a lot more touches with the ball, which will give him the chance to actually show what he can do a lot more than Isaiah Stewart will. Of course, both of them will be the best players on their team, but normally when you are a guard or a forward, you're gonna have the ball a lot more. And when you're somebody like him, who I think is a 6'10" power forward with a really good handle and shot, I think that he's gonna really make a name for himself there, kind of overshadow Isaiah a little bit. But anyways, we'll just see how that goes. I got him going to number 9, and let's just get on to pick number 10. So at pick number 10, I got somebody that some people in the comments might disagree with completely, and I understand, because for this pick, I'm going straight off of projection alone, and like I said, this is a really good guard draft. A couple of people that were in the argument for this spot was, of course, Isaiah Stewart. He was actually my honorable mention. He was in competition for this. So was Nico Mannion out of Arizona. The reason why I didn't choose him was because there's also a lot of other good players going there, and I think that they're gonna be sharing, and I think that they're gonna be sharing around the ball a lot. Not to mention, he kind of gives me some of those Matt McClung vibes, but we'll see about that. But I got that going to Boogie Ellis, and I know right now Nico is better than Boogie Ellis. I could agree with that. However, I think that Boogie being able to be a part of that super team, literally being the one who decides what happens with the ball, since he is gonna be the point guard, and having Penny Hardaway, one of the NBA legends, to literally mentor him and giving tips and give him tips about being a better point guard, along with having all that talent that he can feed, I think his draft stock shoots up. I think he's one of those players with a lower rank where they come in and they really make a name for themselves. Now, this pick right here, I ain't gonna cap, is definitely a shot in the dark. I could be completely wrong, but I do have him going pick number 10. A lot of people are gonna disagree with that. I don't blame you. Obviously, he signed with Duke. Turns out Trey Jones was saying he got up out of there. I don't blame him. But yeah, guys, just let me know what you guys thought about my early mock draft. Like, we're nowhere near the college basketball season. But anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed this, let's make sure to go and like it up and subscribe. Let me know y'all's top 10 in the comment section below. And other than that, man, like I said, check out my 2019 one and a lot more videos to come on the 2019 NBA draft. It's in a few weeks. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace, y'all.